We need, as a front office, for you, the fan, to believe the BS that we're spewing. We need you to believe that our owner loves the sport, loves the players, wants to win so badly that that owner is doing everything he, she, or they can to make it happen. And no one wants you to believe that more than Jerry Reinsdorf. He needs you to believe that the White Sox and how bad they are and how bad they've been, that Jerry cares. That's why he fired Hahn and Williams. That's why he stayed in-house, because he wanted it to be turned around so fast, bringing a guy who knows the organization. There'll be no missing a beat because I'm not getting any younger and I want to win another World Series. Now, I've had my issues with Jerry, but I always remind you that he's given you 7 rings, to which Coca says, who cares? It's back in 1992, 91. Who even remembers that for people born after that? I get it, but he still has 7 rings as an owner of 2 teams, Cubs plus White Sox. That's not nothing. So he gets the benefit of every doubt. Why is he sending his manager? What I said Bulls and White Sox. What did I say? I said Cubs? Sorry. 4869. He's the owner of the Bulls and White Sox. I think everyone got that, but I appreciate the change. You can edit that. You can do a full wipe. Just ignore that. Why would the embattled manager of the White Sox, who's in grave danger, there is no other kind, of being fired because his team is so bad, and they just fired the GM, they can't fire him again. They're not firing the owner or the president. Next is the manager. Pedro Grifol came out yesterday and made quite an effort to save his job. I've known Jerry for a year and a half, he said. Nobody wants to win more than he does. Nobody. That means don't ever say that. It means he wants to win more than you want to win. Believe me, that shouldn't be the case, Mr. Manager. I know that for a fact because I'm the one who gets the phone calls and I talk to him. I get text messages. He's 100% committed to winning, and he's extremely knowledgeable about the game of baseball. He's not just a fan. The questions he asks, he knows exactly what's going on. He knows the game. You're not in the game for 44 years around 1,000 coaches sitting in on meetings and listen, watch, and not know the game. He's passionate. He's extremely competitive. Good job, Pedro. I'm proud of you, man. I believe that you've saved your job for another 35 seconds. It was fantastic of you to try to convince the media and the fans of Chicago that because you said your owner wants to win because he calls you 1,000 times. You know why our owner called us 1,000 times? If you do, let me know. It may have been because he wanted to win. It may have been because he knew more than we did. It may have been because he had no one else to call. It may have been because he was the owner of the team. So why would Jerry, this is what I was thinking before, Coca. Why would Jerry need Pedro to come out and say this today? What was going on? What's the tension around the White Sox? What's the frustration level around a team that is one of the 3 worst in baseball, now one of the 2 worst in baseball? Although the Mets are now there, so maybe one of the 3 worst in baseball again. It's because Jerry needs you to know, and so I'm going to help you. And this may come up in Chicago when I'm there June 25th, except I won't be in Chicago June 25th. 4869. This may come up when I'm in Chicago on July 1st. DavidSamsonPodcast.com. So much to discuss with Chicago sports. So much. God, I wish I were there right now starting a show in Chicago. But one of the things that I'll have prepared for you is some sort of list of ways that owners manifest their passion for winning through action. What do they do? Spoiler alert, firing people is on the list. So Pedro speaks to his PR people. This is how we do it with managers. You have your PR person. You go in, hey, I think this would be a good time. Let's make sure we get it out there. There's a lot of heat on the owner. We got to make sure we're very clear what's happening. The problem is with Reinsdorf, there are great arguments to be made that he doesn't care about winning. based on what's happened with the White Sox and the Bulls. And people are making that argument due to the lack of performance of those teams for an extended period of time. And that's when they conflate losing with caring. And those are two different concepts. You can care greatly about winning, but be incompetent in terms of how your teams are run. Or you can have great teams that play great, be a great player, and really not care about winning at all. There are plenty of players who don't care about winning, but they're really good at being players. There are plenty of players who care about winning, but they're not very good players. It's all over the map. Totally normal. But there's no correlation. So I'm going to give you a wait to see right now. Wait to see when I tell you something's going to happen. If it does, great. If it doesn't, fine. Pedro Grifol will not be the manager of the White Sox opening day of 2026. Now, why is that my wait to see? You're going to say, David, that's the end of his contract. And I'm going to say, yeah, Jerry Reinsdorf does not like paying two managers at once. Jerry Reinsdorf, smartly, will keep him through this contract, not extend him, and get rid of him. If he's smart, he won't be the manager next year. But either way, the wait to see is that he will not be the manager opening day of 2026.